experience. Presented by Joey Mandingo Music, Emotional Damage on Amazon, and Covenant Builders, Millworth, Lego Shielders.
This podcast is brought to you by Emotional Damage. Recording in progress. Fellow brainstormers, distinguished guests, we're about to embark on an exploration of the many mansions.
You know what?
What?
I think you've just given me an idea.
Yeah.
How many mansions can I live in?
Yeah.
In this lifetime? How many mansions can I travel to?
Oh, okay. That's a great segue. I did this last week and we had really awesome conversation. Let's start with the Mind Palace exercise where we tell each other like what's the Mind Palace look like. It's really interesting. So the Mind Palace, it's like, you know, Sherlock Holmes, where he had that Mind Palace where he was able to go in there. He had all of the information. He had all of the memories and the tools and strategies that he needed to solve an investigation. He went inside the Mind Palace, and the Mind Palace comes from the location strategy by the Romans. The Romans had this, it was a memorization exercise, a memorization strategy they used, where we'll do a quick one here. So basically, think of your childhood home, right? You got it? Now think of a room in your childhood home. It could be your room or somebody else's room. Got it? Okay, now think of a concept that you're studying. Think of like a framework that you've been studying lately. Okay, now take that framework and put it in the room. You see it?
Yes.
That's the low-key strategy. And now you can do that with any memory. You could do this to study, to practice a test. You can literally save the files, the answers to tests that you need to take in this memory palace. And you could take, let's say if you lived in 5 homes, you have all those files in all those rooms and all those parts of the house. You can literally save it in every part of the house. So to get started, let's describe our palace. What's your room look like? Let's start with Janae. And then let's do a quick intro. Like let's do like a 30-second intro, and then tell me what your room looks like or what your palace looks like. Start there.
Okay, so my name is Janae and I am all the way from South Africa, and I am a mindful movement specialist. So I specialize in movement, being dance, yoga, meditations, and I have just launched a Rhythms and Reflections journal where I am collaborating with a business partner to connect humanity with each other as well as Mother Earth. And my room is a real girl's room. There are purple curtains and purple bedding with lavender flowers. There's a oak wooden dressing table, and I have teddy bears on my bed, and it's a happy place. It's got my toys and my dolls, and it's a space that I feel safe, and it's a place that I go to be alone and to connect with myself and to just be like a kid.
Beautiful. In my father's home are many mansions. Damien, give us a quick intro on you and give us what is your room or your palace looks like.
Hey, I'm Damien. I am a podcast host and soon to be author, published author, I should say. So my main focus is just self-development and helping others develop themselves to become, better leaders in life. As far as a palace, mine's is really full of chaos, and I mean, and it's a good chaos because I'm seeing my room filled with a bunch of computer monitors. I'm sitting at a computer, I'm watching the computer screens, whether it's stocks or trading, whatever it is, just a full. And for whatever reason, I feel extremely comfortable in that position. Even it's a bunch of chaos with probably 6 to 8 monitors going, and I'm extremely comfortable in that position, paying attention to the monitor. And to me, that is a space that I kind of embrace right now. Yeah.
Thriving.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Excellent. Okay. Meenakshi, give us a quick intro on you and what does your mental palace look like? You were in last week, right? So tell us a little bit about you and how your mental palace looks like.
Hello, my name is Meenakshi Gautam, and I am a keynote speaker and about to publish a book. And I am a yoga and holistic health coach. I help people with self-discovery and inner peace. My mind palace or my safe space looks like no furniture, a lot of open space, lots of windows, sunlight, natural light, any kind of light. So that's pretty much my mind palace looks like. And I wasn't there last week. I was busy with that event, so
Oh.
probably yeah, I missed that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Excellent. All right, Karina, tell us a quick intro and what does your mind palace look like?
What's going on? It is a pleasure to meet everyone. This is all new faces. So it's a pleasure to meet everyone. But I am in Florida, Tampa, Florida, Orlando, Florida. And just real quick, what it is that I do. I guess I would consider myself a serial entrepreneur. I live by this motto of just create, connect, contribute. So I always like to position myself in spaces and places that align with those things, creating, connecting, or contributing. What I'm really known for, especially here in this space, is coffee. I have the world's best coffee, and I collaborate with a lot of people in different ways within the coffee space. I'll kind of leave that at that. Let your mind go wherever, because there's just so many ways to create, connect, contribute within the coffee space. And in terms of what would you call it, your mind, what?
Your mental palace.
Mental palace.
Yes.
Your mental palace. I like that. So I'm actually, when you said childhood home, I'm actually I still have my childhood home. And I think of when I was a kid, I don't have the same room that I had now. It's been remodeled and renovated. When I was a kid, it almost looked like a tree house. It was a bunk bed, but it was in the shape of a house. And it was kind of like my fortress. And the colors in my room were all very pastel, very bright, yellows, blues, whites, very peaceful, very tranquil. And I realize now, kind of in my adulthood, I tend to gravitate towards those colors as well. So in my mind, I think of similar to what, I don't want to say her name wrong, Nishika, what she had mentioned of just very open space, but then I have this giant fortress of peace, where I have my space where I could just be at peace, be covered, and then I come out and it's just completely open, peaceful nature, greens, yellows, blues, whites, and just very peaceful.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Last week we had this girl, she was like, I pictured myself naked, like a naked baby on a cloud. And I was like, oh, that's unique. That's awesome. And then the whole time I'm thinking she's this very feminine, Asian lady. And so it made sense. Her whole energy vibrated naked energy on a cloud, naked baby on a cloud. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And it felt I felt like that I wanted to be in that cloud with her because I want to be a naked baby on a cloud too, So so we have Janae with her purple and lavender meditation room. We have Damien with his 27 monitors. He's like the watch. He's like the guy from the Matrix where Neo walks.
Exactly.
And then he's got all of the. He's like, I know every eventuality that
You're right about that one.
Yeah, then Meenakshi, she's got the no furniture, natural light. She's got another meditation. So we got a theme with meditation chamber. Karina has her fortress of peace with the pastels and yellow and blues, and light blues. And then Luciano's here to listen in because he's working on his English.
Yeah, I'm participating. Hi, everyone. Participating in the Spanish sessions with Joe. I'm trying to get unrusty with my English because it's kind of rusty.
Yeah, so
because of not using it.
Yeah, so Luciano's gonna be a fly on the wall, but then whenever if you want to participate in a part, just let us know. And but yeah, so okay, where do we go from here? The topic today.
No. Wait.
What
does your mind palace look like?
Oh, it's easy. What?
Are you a naked baby floating on a cloud?
No. I am a sand crab in a hole on the beach.
Okay.
That's
Are you
me.
in your hole or are you out of your hole?
It depends. That depends. But I like to come out during the sunrise. She's.
Hey, the beach is like your place in the world, right? You used to walk around at early morning at the beach, looking at the sunrise, right?
Every morning. So where do we go from here? Back to what I was saying before Janae rudely interrupts, like always. Oh man, okay. We established the mind palace. So now, like, let's say, yeah, I'm at the beach. That's where I'm at. I'm at the beach, sunrise. The sun is like, it's going from darker to lighter. The waves are crashing. The smells are fishy. The water is salty. There's probably sharks lurking, but I am not their food. I'm sending them love. The sharky, sending them love. Yes. So the topic today is money and energy. Money and energy, which is internal and external value. Money is external value. Energy is internal value.
Before we jump in, this is my mind palette in my background. This is Ushuaia. This is a beach, but a cold beach near Antarctica.
Nice.
In fact, 1,000 kilometers from Antarctica, and it's a really nice place. And I always picture myself there, although I live 3,000 kilometers away from that. But it's really powerful regarding to the energy to picture oneself in the place, in your place in the world, even if it is not in the real world, but to connect yourself to your best self, right? Your best energy sources you have available in your mind, in order to put that into action, share that to other ones. That is kind of also an energy money, right? You are completely a millionaire. If you connect to your source, you can give a lot of energy, a lot of good vibes. That is like the first toward being like a millionaire, right? In an energy way.
Excellent thought. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to the scenario. Money, energy. What is it? Money is external value. Energy, internal value. Power. Energy is power.
I'm not going first.
How about that? How about that? Cash me outside.
Well, I'll agree. I'll agree. Definitely, energy is internal power. It is, to me, it is how you actually how you function. You know what I mean? The energy that you have inside it resonates in how you function. You know what I mean? If you, depending on what your energy is on the inside, it shows in your actions throughout. You know what I mean? Throughout your day or throughout your life. And as far as money being external energy, I'll agree with that also, because with money you are able to, I guess, feel or do external things, whether it's buy something or invest or whatever it is that you need to do. It wouldn't be an internal feeling for money. So I'll agree with that.
Yes, and then just a quick observation here. About 3 weeks ago, the topic was money, just money.
Okay.
And I don't know if this is like a manifestation or something. I had that same week, I had 3 offers for $10,000 a month gigs. And then there were things that I knew how to do. I could have gone and done them. I turned them down. I was so surprised at that I just like, let me turn this one down. And then another one came, and then another one. So, and then the next week I did another topic, and I kind of was attracting those things. There's something to that. I don't know, like if it's magic or whatever, but just the fact that we were focusing in. I was focused in, because you know, some of you guys come some days, some don't, but I focused for 90 minutes 3 times a week to focus on talking about money. Where focus goes, energy flows. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but somehow that's what happened. So I don't know if those two things are tied together or not.
How do you focus? Sorry, on like when you say 90 minutes of focus, what is that focus? What does it look like?
Well, the brainstorming sessions, basically we're talking for 90 minutes here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, I didn't sit down and meditate for 90 minutes.
Okay, no, that's what I wanted to say. Yes, that's yeah. Okay. I'm same page now. Okay.
Yeah, but I was also thinking of this morning. I was thinking back and I said, well, this is like a meditation, because all the meditation is focusing is on one point. And then what is the point today is money and energy. So that's the point. And therefore, what's up, Damien? You got something?
No, I'm listening. I'm taking it all in.
Okay. He said, you're focusing on this monitor now, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I'm listening.
Yes. So that's it. Like, I'm just wondering, like, I'm curious. I'm 100% curious here. I'm not pretending I know that, you know, or like, I'm not saying that it's 100% that this exists or doesn't exist. I'm like, what's going on here? Is this related? Is this coincidental? Is this happening because of what they say, the woo-woo? They said, oh, because like we're all connected. And then we're manifesting because we are bringing it out. And then the words are transcribing into tangibility.
But you know what, though? That's what all the wealthy people say. You got to put your mind towards what it is that you actually want. Manifest it. Come and see it, envision it, feel it. Picture yourself doing whatever the thing is that gets you this money, what it looks like when you have it. This is what the wealthy people, the rich people say. So I think you may be on to something there.
There's this book that I read and that I'm rereading. It's called The Abundance Book. It's like a really, really small book. It's actually like a pocket book. So, it's a pocket book intentionally. But there's an acronym in the book for money. It is my own natural energy yield. And if you look up the definition of yield, it's like a natural resource. It's like yield as in like, like the corn yields crop. Like it's some type of natural resource. So when you say, money being internal, external, I really feel like money is just a natural resource. Like money is already here. Like money's already in the air. I can't remember your name. The one who has called me first podcast.
Oh, Damien.
Damien. Okay. Yeah. You said that like, you trade, like you invest, like the money isn't there physically, but the money is there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Money is in the air. Money is in conversations. Right now, I feel like we're all making money just through our conversation. Like this is a form of income. This is a form of money. This is a form of production. This exchange, right? The exchange that's happening right now.
Janae, what is your view? Oh, go ahead. You're not done.
So, you said,
I said, what is the perspective? What's the perspective from the mansion?
So the perspective from the mansions is actually based on that because I don't know if you are familiar with Wesley Virgin. Do any of you know Wesley Virgin? Are you familiar with him?
I've seen his ad.
Okay, so I did one of his courses many years ago, and I listened to, he does midnight like rambles where it's just a black screen and he just rambles on and says whatever comes to his mind. And something that he said that stuck with me about 2 years ago, he said that you are not able to change your current circumstance if you are stuck in the same environment. That environment is it because we are energy. So if you are in an environment that is keeping you stuck in the same energetic field, you're not going to change into what you see. So essentially for me, I've removed myself energetically and physically from an environment because I want to live a life of luxury and abundance. So I've removed myself from that environment, and now I've put myself in an environment that is, I'm in a mansion. I'm surrounded with millionaires and billionaires because he said, if you want to be a millionaire, you can't be sitting around a table with people that are not millionaires. You're not having conversations that millionaires are having. You're not in the same frequency because it's all frequency as well. It's vibration. So you need to actually physically move yourself so that you can then be in that vibration and frequency. So that's saying if you are surrounded with 4 drunks, you'll be the 5th drunk. But if you're surrounded by 4 millionaires, you'll become the 5th millionaire in the group. So I do agree that energy is within and money is without, but where your attention goes, energy flows. So for me, my attention is like right here, right now. I've put myself in an environment that is going to allow me to meet the people that I want to be surrounded by because that's where I want to attract. So you want to partner with the people that are in those circles. You want to have the conversations, you want to have the connections, you want to have those mind-blowing conversations because they are a different kind of, it's a different spectrum. They are in a different dimension, different time zone. So that's my take on it. And I'm physically, literally living, I'm embodying it currently at the moment.
Where focus goes, energy flows. 2 things to that real quick. So basically, when you're talking to somebody, you're tuning into their frequency, right? Because you're literally tuned in. Let's say when you're listening to a radio station, you're tuned into that frequency and you listen. That's how you can hear them. But when you're face to face or on a Zoom with someone, like you're literally tuned in on the same frequency. Second thing is, go ahead, Karina, and then we'll go to Meenakshi.
Yeah, actually, Janae, you actually answered a question that I asked myself earlier. I was reading, I'm like rereading like Think and Grow Rich, and I'm reading specifically the chapter on like organized planning. This was within like the first like 2 pages, and it talked about how when you're putting together a mastermind, there has to be some form of compensation, but sometimes compensation is not always in the form of money. So maybe sit back and think, like, if compensation isn't money, then like what is it? You just said it, like it's frequency, it's vibration, it's being able to put yourself on the same level as high achievers, like high performers. That's like a form of compensation. So it was just
a billionaire won't say like, hey, like if I'm gonna sit down with you, like pay me for my time. No, he'll probably You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
can make money like his own way. He knows how to create money.
Right.
He's not like needy for money from every person he sees. I think that's a distinction we can make here too.
But I also just want to say to you, sometimes the misconception that people have, I think it's a very big one, is money isn't always necessarily physical cash. So if you are, it's also presented to you in various ways. So I think it was I don't want to say his name incorrectly, so I'm not going to say it. But I listened to someone once, and he said that if you want to go to, let's say you want to go to America. Okay, you are mostly all in America. Let's say you want to go to the Bahamas, right? But you don't have the money to get there. Money isn't always something that is needed for you to get to the Bahamas, because opportunities can present themselves. So it could be an opportunity that you meet somebody who works in an airline, and that person's like, oh my gosh, we've just got a free seat on the plane. You are more than welcome to join us. So I think that's also something that people don't realize, is it's not something that's always tangible. There's different opportunities that get presented to you that are essentially money.
Proximity.
And exactly.
Yeah, currency can be we think it looks green paper, but it manifests in many forms. Go ahead, Meenakshi.
Yes.
You had your hand raised, and then we'll go to Luciano.
So as per my point of view, money and energy, they are basically both same. If you see money as external, if you see anything that you have in your room right now, anything that you own, it's now in form of an asset or a liability. But before it became an asset, it was your time that you worked for, and in exchange you got money, and that you bought that asset. But before you gave your time, it was mostly your energy that you put into that work. And as I grow up, as I grow older, my energy is going to degrade. The energy that I'm embodied within me, it's going to degrade. So to convert that energy so that I can use it later, I just earn more money so that I can hire someone who can convert my money into energy again when I'm not that old, when I don't have that same energy. So it's a kind of energy exchange as per Newton's law. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. We are just changing a form of it. My internal energy, now I own that internal energy in form of money, so I can use it later. I'm just storing it for some purpose. And now the currency thing is there. But before that, people used to use metal coins, or for any currency that a government owned, there used to be a collateral, specifically gold, I guess. Yes, gold. And gold is quite literally, it's stardust. Gold is not a metal that exists or created on earth. It's quite literally stardust. So that stardust was once a star in space which had some energy. So
Stardust.
yeah.
Right. It all comes
So
from meteorites, so it's not from Earth.
Yeah, so it's not even from Earth. All that energy that is stored in gold, it's from space. It's from universe. That's why you can't produce more gold. All you have is a reserve on Earth. That's the only gold we have. So we do have limited energy, and that's how we convert our energy, internal energy.
What if we could grow both simultaneously instead of doing a trade-off? Because I'm 37 now, and I just started working out again. And then I am finally taking my health seriously, and I'm noticing that my energy is increasing, not decreasing. So the power and the energy are increasing, not decreasing. And then my money is also increasing, not decreasing. So what do you think about that?
So I think
you're taking it. Yeah, go ahead.
So it's because you're putting yourself first. So you're working on yourself. Therefore, your external extremities are increasing as well, because you are elevating your frequency and your just self. So therefore, everything around you is we talk about vibration and frequency. So it's matching where you are. Maybe.
Is there a limit?
It's limitless.
So what I was trying to say, that what energy that we embody as humans, it's all pranic energy. It's the vital life force. And most of the energy that we get as humans is from our food. That's the first layer that we have in our body. So if you're eating good, if you're maintaining your physical body, that's first layer. That's how you get your energy. And second is your energy body, the energy that you can produce from within through your consciousness. And that energy is unlimited. So what exactly yoga is? The typical definition of yoga is when your individual consciousness can expand up to the universal consciousness. So that state when you are in universal consciousness and that journey, it's called yoga. So the universal consciousness, it's unlimited. There's no limit. And so is human potential and energy. But if you're taking care of your body, that's the first step that you're taking towards expanding your energy.
Yes, I've actually just started. Well, I've been hitting the beach every day since the beginning of the year, but I recently started like about a month or two ago. I started doing headstands and then getting in the water and then doing like where I would stretch my back. I would get on my knees and I would stretch all the way back like a bridge, and then I finally got to the point to where like I'm able to do it with really no fear of like breaking my back. And the gradual, and here's the next point here to touch, which is when you do things over and over time, things start looking slower. It's like you're moving like Flash. Everything is in slow motion because you've done it yesterday and the day before, so you know the patterns that happen when you do that thing, when you move that way. So how can we apply that to money and energy, where we're able to do something? For example, like my own example is, if I just take that example and I go door knocking every single day with that mindset, I'm gonna be able to see, okay, objection, and I'll be ready for each one. That's what happens. And then people say sales is hard. It is hard if you just start it in the beginning. But if you have momentum and you have the accumulation of hundreds and hundreds of objection and overcoming hundreds and hundreds of objections, then it becomes second nature, literally, because you've done it over thousands of times. So how can we use this concept of the boring things that we can do, boring repetitions over time, that help us to see everything slow, and then we're able to move in hyper supersonic speed like Flash, Grandmaster Flash, baby. Let's go. What you got? Let me see. Sure.
I feel like you said like a big word there is just like repetition. Like repetition is like the money of all, no, is the mother of all like skill. You do anything repetitiously, you're gonna have success. Like when you go and show up to your job repeatedly, you're gonna get compensated for it. If you go and you said you're learning how to do a handstand, but let's say you go want to learn to ride a bike. You do anything repetitiously, like it's naturally gonna get better. The thing is, we've kind of just become so accustomed to, we may say like instant gratification, but I really feel like we've just become so accustomed to distraction. I don't really think it's not just instant gratification. I really think it's just being accustomed to distraction, and maybe it might be something like a lot of people aren't aware to. If you do anything like repetitiously for a long period of time, like you're gonna figure it out. Because you're going to figure out what's not working. And once you figure out what's not working, you're going to figure out what does. So I think it's just a matter of just committing to whatever that is and just doing it long enough till it works. Not necessarily putting a timeline to anything, like just until it works.
I have an idea. What if we could use it? Let's say each of us has like unique set of skills. What if we could take that concept and just apply it to our own unique set of skills instead of listening to what everybody's telling us? Like, feedback is good, but like once you have it down to where like, okay, I've decided I'm gonna do this because this is what I'm good at. Once you have that clarity, what if we can apply that firstly to finding out what that is, and secondly to work on that thing only for the rest of our lives? How far could we go?
Way beyond our imagination. Way beyond our imagination, meaning that a lot of us, there are things that we're good at, and I'm gonna speak for me, and I'm pretty sure almost everybody here would agree. There's a lot of things that we're good at, but we just can't find the time to perfect it, the time to work on it long enough, the time to make it into, even just say to make it into a living. I mean, some of us probably are in that position where you're doing what it is that you're good at, but for the latter part of us, we want to do these things. We want to put time in. We want to get better at it, and we want to, fulfill whatever our passion is. But sometimes the way life is set up, whether it's kids, whether it's your job, whether it's household things that you have to do, you can't totally put your focus into it, right? So one of my favorite philosophers and speakers is Myron Golden. I spoke about him last time I was on the show here. One thing he said was, for something to deteriorate, it takes zero energy for it to deteriorate. Meaning that if you, let's just say, you, Joe, you're working. You said you've been going to the gym. The fact that you're going to the gym, you're actually putting work in. You're working towards whatever goal it is that you have, which you go into the gym. For that goal to fail, all you have to do is stop working on it. You don't have to throw out your gym equipment. You don't have to put the treadmill on the sidewalk. You don't have to burn your gym clothes. Anything. All you have to do is stop, and then it'll stop working. But if you continue to work, you'll get better. You'll get better. Your body start changing. Your mindset will start changing. Everything will evolve. But if you stop, that's all it takes. It takes no energy for something to fail besides you stopping. You don't have to do anything to it. Just stop. If you don't work on it, it will fall apart. I got a garden outside. Last year, I had more time. I worked on this garden a lot. I'm growing tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, everything back there. Working on this garden all year. Last year, people come in the backyard. Everything. They were fascinated by this garden. I didn't have time this year. My garden looks like a garbage heap right now. And it was flourishing so much last year because I put time into it. This year I didn't touch it at all, really, and it fell apart. You know what I mean? So you just got to put whatever you put the energy into will eventually get better.
Luciano, did you have something, Luciano?
Yes, I was trying to connect everything. It was really interesting about yoga, about this theme. One thing, my yoga professor tell us everything. Tell us everyone always. Are you the sea? Are you the wave? It used to happen to us. We believe we are the wave. We are growing. We are really powerful, and then we fall into the beach and disappear. Say, oh, everything went wrong. Entropy came out and destroyed everything. And you forgot that you were the ocean. In fact, we are the ocean. So with what do you connect, right? Or what you focus on your wave state or your ocean state, right? And meditation is like going backward and say, oh, okay, I'm just the ocean. And wave come and go. And sometimes they explode on the beach. And sometimes they are really great. But sometimes there's no wave at all. But you're the ocean. That's also about energy, right? And about moving, expanding, and going backwards. So you have to deal with this dynamic state of ourselves. We are not stable or static, right? We are waves. We are the ocean. We are everything. And yoga, and as she said, is like connecting and forgetting about this disconnection, this apparent disconnection, right? We are the ocean, but we tend to think that we are wave. And yoga is like to connect things that apparently are the same as religion. It's really got it. It's reconnect religion and spirituality. It's everything about forgetting about our ego and that we are mortal beings, nothing else. That we are part of the universe, unity, the spirit. Is to go back to that connection when we meditate.
Okay, let's go to. Okay, go ahead.
So to just go back to what you said about, doing something repetitively and then looking back and just doing it supersonic because you've done it already. So this is personal experience. And, I got to a stage where I say was because I'm not there anymore. That was a time in my life that I needed to be at that stage. But I was doing things in such a way, so repetitively, that I would wake up in the morning, I would do a HIIT workout, I would have a smoothie, I would do a yoga session, I would sit in meditation for an hour, up to an hour. And by the time I had finished my morning practice, which took me about 3 hours to 3.5 hours, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. By the time I started my day, I'd already done so much. So that when I started the day, I felt like I could do tasks so quickly because it was that repetition in the morning that caused me to be in a almost superhuman state where I was able to take tasks and do them faster because I felt so much more energetic and aligned and connected. So I do think repetition is extremely important. And I do believe, even if you look at your sportsmen, those, Ronaldo and those guys, they they do it repetitively. They are in the gym every single day. They do not take one day off. And that's why they are where they are, because they did not stop. They got better and better and better, and things got easier. So the day before, it's, they look back at their training session. The day before they did, let's say, 50 reps. The next day they're doing 55 reps, because each day you're just pushing yourself. And the human is multifaceted. We are exceptional beings. We sometimes can forget, like someone mentioned, I think it was Karina, about distractions. The distractions are there to make us disconnect from our power. And we are such powerful beings that I think the world has created these distractions, and we are all also tapped into something specific that we have been gifted. So each person has a natural ability that they are extremely talented in, and you need to tap into it. And when you do that one thing, you will become superhuman in it. So I think that repetition is extremely vital for you to grow and move forward in any way, any direction, in any area of your life as well.
That's crazy. Okay, so I got 3 points here that I got from that. And then from before. So back to Karina and you on the distractions. That's why that's the reason for the book, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Because if you must remove distractions, you must focus on a point and remove everything else. On the performance, PEDs, like, so you have peaks, like on an athlete's life, you have a peak and then you have valleys, peaks and valleys. But there is a certain age when an athlete peaks, and that's like best they're ever going to be. Like, there's no way to come back. Like, Michael Jordan can't come back right now and beat the NBA again. Like, he can't do it. Or like LeBron, he's like getting older. There's a lot of probably PEDs involved, but like that's also a part of like peak performance. Like, if you think about soldiers or like Marvel comics, like all those performance enhancers, like they all take like steroids and stuff, like, because like it helps enhance. But then we have like, okay, what's the peak, and then how can I sustain growth in one area? Like, for example, if I started playing golf today, I could improve my golf game really, really high, because it doesn't take that much physical prowess that it would take to be in an NBA or something. But I could definitely keep improving my golf game until I die. And then the last thing is, I think that's it. That's it for that. So Belinda, we're talking about, at first, we spoke about the mental palace, and then like you were there last week, so we told each other like what our palaces look like, and then we got into the topic, which is money and energy, which is internal and external value. Then we got into the like, why are they important, and then what are they, and then so yeah, do you have thoughts? And then let's get a fresh perspective from Belinda on money and energy being internal and external value.
Money is energy. People think that it's just pieces of paper, but it's literally energy. And I think we talked about this before. Jen Centura has a fantastic chapter in You're a Badass, and I think it's chapter 5. Whenever I'm working with a client, I just tell them, read chapter 5, because if we think about energy is money, when you're talking about money and you're saying, oh my God, it's just like I can never have enough of it, and it causes so many problems, and I'm always arguing about money. There you go. And if you talk about your best friend that way, this is basically what she says in the book. You speak to your best friend in that way, like, oh, we're always arguing about you. You're always causing problems. You're the root of all evil. Money's not going to want to hang out with you. And so if money doesn't want to hang out with you, or you'll have that imbalance, like maybe you have beliefs around it, and that's your energy. So I used to have a belief around money. I'm going to totally date myself, but I love Little House on the Prairie. And so the wealthy people were the mean people, and the poor people were the really nice people. And so I used to have a belief around that. But then I had this other belief as I got older. I recognized, I thought I was a witch, but it's just, now I know I manifest, because we all do. And then I got really great at manifesting. But I noticed that there was like this back and forth. It's like I would have money, but then I wouldn't, because that old belief system was in place that if have a lot of money, then you're an evil person. But the truth is that I know now after working on it is money, it enhances whoever you are. So I'm a giver. I love giving to people. So the more money I have, the more I get to give. And I'm giving from a place of love and desire instead of the feeling that I need to prove something or to show off something.
Money making as a skill is something that everybody wants. However, not many people work on. And I think this is the reason that I was able to, let's say, attract these opportunities last week or like a few weeks ago, because like many people, they want money, but they don't know how to focus on it. And Belinda, I was telling the story of like 3 weeks ago, I attracted like three like $10,000 opportunities that I could have done very easily, because the topic was money. Remember, money was the topic like a few weeks ago, and I was like, what's up with this? Let me make money the topic again. And I found like just yesterday I made a $5,000 sale, like all profit. And then it wouldn't. I don't think I really doubt that it would have happened if I didn't make it the topic this week.
So is now the topic going to be money every week?
Every week, yeah. And then that's the other thing I wanted to say earlier, and that's like, this is why money masterminds exist. This is the reason. Like, you literally spend time.
Where is our share?
For us, that's in an Indian accent. Where us our share, you know. It's crazy. It's so yeah, money, that's a reason for a mastermind. You're literally spending time, focus, decisive time, that you've decided that you are going to focus on the topic of money, and where focus goes, energy flows. It seems that that's true, but I'm not the type of guy who says, oh, this is true for 100% certainty. For me, I'm just experimenting. It's just an experiment. So, Belinda, I think you probably believe it 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you look at people, if you take a lot of people here are from Tony Robbins, but he has the life balance wheel, or the wheel of life, whatever it is that you want to call it. And if you look at your wheel and you see the areas of your life that are going spectacular, I was just working with a woman and she has spirituality and family. They're both 10. She doesn't have to think about it. She's focusing on those two things constantly in the back of her mind. She's thinking about her belief in something higher and her family. What can she do for them? And then she had other areas of her life, like fun and hobbies and friends. And she was like, yeah, well, those are like non-existent. And I said, well, how much energy are you putting around them? And it's the same thing with money. And like what you were just saying, learning about money, focusing on money, reading about money. How many people have read books on different parts of like their mindset? I really want to know more about my mind. Well, how many books have you read about money, and how much focused time are you people are like, I don't want to think about money. It's so stressful. Okay, well, money's going to go hang out somewhere else.
Oh, that's a great point. So, because that's been a problem of mine. And that's like, okay, well,
in the past,
how do I make it pleasant to think and talk about and focus on money? Whereas like sometimes that's probably most people's problems. It's like stressful to think about money. Why is that the reason, and how can we change that?
Because paper is really scary.
So I have something.
Go ahead. From Jenny from the many mansions.
I think that's just what my hashtag should be. So I heard someone say, and I can't remember specifically who, but you need to think of money as a mistress, okay? So if you think of a mistress, if you are having a relationship with this mistress, you will give this mistress attention. Therefore, she gives you attention. As money, you give attention to the money, it will give attention back to you. So if you don't give attention to the mistress, she's going to leave.
So I have a question. Is the mistress, so this is just in my culture, mistress means like you're cheating on.
Yes.
I don't think I could go with this routine.
No, they used the analogy. They used it so well in that way because people are so afraid of money, and you need to have a relationship with money. So this person, I wish I would remember who it was so that I could give them praise for it, but it is definitely not coming from me. If you actually give attention to your money and
hold on. So Karina, in Gen Z language, mistress is a side chick. So just to clarify that. Just wanted to clarify that for Gen Z over here.
I was about to Google it, yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead.
How funny, literally as we're speaking now, money just came into my account. I got a notification.
Damn, let me check
So if you have this relationship with your mistress, right? Your mistress has a name. So you give money a name. you actually give, because it's energy. It's something that you have a relationship with. So you give it a name. Call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it Harry if you want, or side chick, or Veronica, or whatever. But if you're not looking at your bank account, and if you're not keeping track of it and giving it the attention that you want to give it, so that it gives it the attention back to you, then it's not, you have no relationship with it. You've severed it.
Right.
Is
Hold that thought, Janae. Belinda, I
Yeah.
don't think Jeff would mind if your lover was money.
So I'm a huge word person. This would never fly for me. I've been cheated on. I've been on the other side of the cheating. Like, cheating is not good for me. I can understand the analogy. I agree. Like,
Yes.
you got to
Yes.
treat it like, so really if you treat your husband or your wife or whatever it is that you call it, if you don't pay attention to them, they will leave. So you're
Exactly. It doesn't have to be a mistress. It's just anything in general. It's even, like Jeff, if you're not paying attention to your health, then your health is going to deteriorate. It's going to leave. And then, so it's like anything in life. You give it attention. The more attention you give it, then the more that you gain from it.
I got the name. So it was originally from Horace, like a long time ago, that thou knowest, but then it came to more modern take from Christina Steed.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Give her props.
Yeah. Thank you, Christina.
I'm glad we cleared that up. I have no idea what's going on right now.
Stop cheating.
Go ahead, Meenakshi. Go ahead.
That was like really kind of a shocker, that mistress analogy.
I like
I
it.
feel like in just saying mistress though, it like catches it. Maybe it just captures people's attention. It's like when Tony Robbins, when he goes and just throws a curse word, it like brings your attention back. So I feel like it's maybe not like what the word means, but like how it makes you focus. Because we all just started listening. It was like, oh my God, mistress. Oh, you know what I mean? But I feel like that's maybe like what the intention was behind using that analogy, because it kind of catches you off guard.
Yeah, I was just talking to Tony Robbins' coach, and then every time I did what Belinda did, she's like, "That's a trigger." I'm like, what? She's like, "That's a trigger," and you are what is it? Anyways, go ahead, Meenakshi.
So I was about to talk. I was about to say that money or energy, it's a result. It's a result of something. Something happens, then as a result you get energy. You eat something, you eat some food, and as a result you get energy. You move turbines, and as a result you get electric energy. So as per law of karma, if your actions are aligned, your results will follow. If you think that the results are not following, go back and check your actions. So in order to create more abundance, irrespective it's money or anything, it's energy, it's important that we focus on our actions. If our actions are focused towards what is the end results, is it money that I am focusing on? If I'm focusing on money, I should be focusing on actions which will result in money. If I keep focusing on money, which is actually a result, I'm not performing actions. I'm actually getting into a loop where I'll be frustrated that I'm not getting the desired result without putting that action into. So the entire focus should be on actions to create abundance. So what exactly happens when we talk about law of attraction? Law of attraction is actually your intuition, your third eye chakra, how focused it is on your action. If you're fully focused in terms of your action towards what result you want. For example, if I commit to myself that I will make 100K in 1 month, and these are the actionable steps for me to reach 100K. All I need to focus in on that action list, super focused on that, and the result will follow. If by any chance, if my result has not followed, I'm not able to make that 100K, I should go back and just adjust my actions. Probably I need to go to talk to more people, more leads, and increase some price, tweak that. That's how exactly we create that abundance and focus on action.
Yeah, but I feel there's more to it than that. It's people love to oversimplify, what it takes to make something happen, and this is why it's so easy to explain in certain ways that sounds good, but there's really a lot involved. It's like, how do you make $1 billion dollars. Go ahead, Karina.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was just about to say, like, I really do think there is more to that. Going back to what Belinda was saying about, like, you know, how money can feel like very stressful. I think it is deeper. I think it goes back to like our ancestry. And I really think it just goes back to environment because people that come from very opulent, very wealthy type of environments, there's no fear around money because they've had the right education, maybe the right program, maybe the right language. Like Belinda said something big when it comes to words. They had the right words around money. I feel like if you come from a certain type of background or, you know, just a certain type of ancestry, our words around it are very traumatic, very negative. And that kind of like, it's literally like, it's why we think the way that we think. Like we think about where we learn money, we really only learn money from three places. Our families, our traumas, and the internet now, right? Unless we put ourselves in different types of like environments. Like, you know, me now being like in business, you know, in my family, I come from a very long line of failed business owners, like a lot of like trauma. So like now when I told my family like, hey, like I'm really like, I'm working on business, I'm investing into mentorship, I'm investing into doing all these different things that they never did for their business, but that's what it takes, you know, to actually excel. It's about like sometimes you need to pay to be around the right people. And I feel like that's like a huge kind of disconnect when it comes to money. I really don't feel like the saying of like it takes money to make money. I don't necessarily believe that. I think it takes, you know, intuition. I think it takes faith. I think it takes grit. I think it takes a lot more things than just having money to make money. I really think it just takes being around in the right environments and allowing yourself to be reprogrammed, allowing yourself to change. Because if I just take the traumas that are kind of spoken over me and internalize them, like I'm never going to succeed. But before that, I do have, you know, some lines of successful business owners. You know, my great grandmother was a very successful business owner. She was, you know, a Black woman that owned real estate in the 70s, you know, which is insane. But then, you know, she was also a very like bitter woman. So now my family associated like wealth with bitterness and wealth with, you know, hoarding. And she ended up losing all that money because she wasn't doing the right things with the money, wasn't spreading the wealth. So I really think it is much deeper. You know, it's something that I don't know if anyone knows the name of like Kevin Trudeau, but he talks about that a lot. Like it really just comes down to ancestry. Like, you know, not to get political and I don't want to trigger anyone when I say this word, but Donald Trump says like wealth, like money is in your blood. Like money is genetic. You know, there's certain types of knowledge and information that we're not given because, and not to say, you know, like it's like a whole
Trigger warning.
side,
She said
right
Donald
side.
Trump. Trigger warning. Just
You know, not like a whole like left side against right side. I really just think it's more so you know, just this environment versus that environment. You know, when they say, you know, no, you don't want to associate people on the right side of the tracks. Like those saying and those words and those you know, analogies come from somewhere for a reason. And a lot of like the analogies that we've kind of like been programmed to believe are very much limiting beliefs. Like it takes money to make money. Money doesn't grow on trees. All rich people go to hell. Those are all kind of
Money's
limiting
evil.
beliefs. Right. Yeah. So I think it's just, I really just think it comes down to environment more than anything. Like, because you can't do better if you're not in the right environment. You may know consciously, you know, what to do all of these different tactical steps. If you're in an environment that's not your internal environment and your external environment, if you're not in those right environments that are like conducive to actually applying those things, like it's never actually
environments. I love that. This is a great
But also
Hold on,
because
let
you're
me-
surrounding yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, let me just say this real quick. Environment. This is an environment. And then inside us, we have our own environments. And therefore, we are bringing together all of our environments together. And I think this is the reason why it might be difficult for people to align if they're not already aligned in their mindset or in an agreement, because we are bringing in our environments. And so now, so that said, perspective on money, like money, it takes money to make money. It takes currency to make currency, but does it? What about the perspective of the Federal Reserve who just prints it?
Yeah.
It takes
Exactly.
it takes no money to make money in that case. It just takes a
Exactly.
machine, ink, and paper. So how can we make our own machine, ink, and paper to create the currency? Because we don't really need money. Money is a part of value that we store. If I have a Patek Philippe worth $1 million, that's money. I don't need to have it in paper. If I have 10 properties, you know, each worth 100,000, that's money. You know, if I have as many mansions as Janae.
I wanted to say something related to that.
Go ahead, Luciano.
Well, that we should not think only on money as just the paper, but at the business, and look at this idea. Life and business are a game of relationship, right? This is what is happening here, and it's happening in every business. And relationships, not only with everyone around us, in this case us, but also relationship with ourselves, with our inner environment, right? Look at these keywords, right? Environments, relationships, value, how much value we put into some relationships and some environments, and what we can take out of that. It's like a game, right? It's just back and forth. So relationships are like key for every business. You have to focus on the value of human connection, right? Building trust, fostering collaboration, and well, all that also creates business, create wealth. That's a way we can make money, let's say. But it's not only money, but wealth.
Oh, by the way, that's a good idea, maybe, and actually to teach to mint fake money. That could possibly be, but there's probably a lot of legalese attached to that we would have to figure out and jump around. If we have, what else is money? Like a
We do.
relationship. You could have a relationship that could be bringing you money. For example, in Karina's example in network marketing, you literally have relationships that pay you money, you know? So money will come in so many different ways, currency in so many different ways. Go ahead, Meenakshi.
We forget the barter system. We do have
Ah,
people who don't pay us money actually, but if I help you, you help me to build something, we're actually paying each other.
Yeah.
If I build a community, everyone helping each other, and we collectively make money. Not necessarily we're paying each other, but yes, we are developing our skills, which will help us make us money. We are giving each other our time, energy, especially if you talk about proximity circle. And we know that if we be around successful people, our chances of getting successful is higher. So what exactly does that mean? It's the energy that we are sharing. It's the vibration that we are increasing on collective basis. So that is a form of currency as well, not necessarily money. So yeah, that's
I
how
love
we
that
can-
proximity, sir. I love that. I love that with all my heart. But in this case, it would be proximity squared or rectangles. Like, but it sounds great. Wow. Okay, so we're almost done here. How can we start summarizing everything? So let me just give a quick little recap from my perspective. We started out. The topic is money and energy. Money being external value or currency. Energy being internal value. Money, power, strength, ability. Then we went into, well, first we started with the mind palaces or the mental palaces. Maybe we can tie those two things together. We talked about The One Thing by Gary Keller, which is like, because Karina was talking about distractions. How do we get rid of distraction? One thing, like you literally have to, back to the meditation. What is meditation? Focusing on one point. What if our point of meditation was money? Janae talked about money is a mistress, which I love because I want many mistresses of money. That's what I'm talking about, money. Here, many. Not funny, Belinda.
Not funny.
You have to correct that, right?
No,
You
no,
feel
no. I mean that with 100% certainty. So, I want to be like King Solomon or something, but okay. So what can we gather here? What
We're
else?
missing something, unless you talked about it already. We're
Yeah.
missing probably the most important part in order to continue to get the money and keep the money and have the money. And that's gratitude and noticing where the abundance is. Like right now, we're in an abundance of knowledge, an abundance of amazing human beings. And then noticing all the abundance that you have in your life and practicing gratitude for everything that you have. Because a lot of people think that they don't have whatever the money it is that they're looking for, but they're not even being grateful for the things that they have. And whatever we're grateful for, we'll have even more of when we're truly grateful for it. Not just, I'm grateful for all my stuff. Give me more.
But what does that even look like? Because I recently started a gratitude practice, but for most people, it's like, okay, well, I'm grateful, but
No.
they never even
There's-
practice gratitude. They don't.
So
they
there's a
don't-
practice. There's a practice. This is probably a whole separate issue, but gratitude does not look like this. I'm really grateful for my house. I'm grateful for my money, and I'm grateful for my friends, and I'm grateful for all of us getting together. A true gratitude practice is pick one thing and write a story about it. Go into great detail so you can tap into the emotion of it. So if I tell you that I'm grateful that I have, that I had my anniversary this weekend, 19th anniversary, I'm grateful for all the years we've been together. Sure. Yeah. Okay. You can applaud me. Now I'm going to tell you a story. It will be very short. This weekend, we did so many things. We went to New York City. We were riding bikes around Central Park. We rode all over. We went went to a Broadway play, we went to dinner, we went to a speakeasy, we did all these things. They were amazing. I could be grateful for all those. But one thing happened. Jeff took all of our luggage out of the back of the car. He gave it to the people and they put it in the hotel. Before we parked the car, I said, I want to just check the back, make sure nothing fell out. Sure enough, one of my shoes, a slipper, fell out of my bag. So he had a little bag and he slipped it inside of it. And later that night, when we got back from the speakeasy, he comes over to me, goes, I want you to sit down on the chair. I sit down and he comes over and he takes the slipper out of the bag and he puts it on my foot. He goes, let's see if this fits. And I was Cinderella and it was so beautiful. How much more gratitude do all of you all feel it? You put yourself in the story. That is the practice of gratitude. And I run a gratitude group if you all want to know about it.
I just choked on my water.
And that's why he doesn't have a mistress.
Because you're his Cinderella.
That's right.
I was like, I already knew where this was going when you said that they put it in a little bag. And I was like,
I totally forgot about it. I was like, it was hours later, like 10 hours later. It was really good.
Oh my God.
It was
What
better
else?
than-
What else can
I
we
think
get?
that would be a great next topic is just gratitude.
Yeah, what else can we get though? Like what else is part of, like, what is the equation? Let's talk about that. What's the equation? Like what is the ingredients? Like Belinda said, we're missing gratitude. So we have the focus, the meditation on it. What else? The focus.
Resourcefulness, to be resourceful, to feel that we can tap into our resources and bring it up and say, okay, I can put it into action. I can make relationships with certain people, change my environment in order to feel more gratitude, more well. I don't know if I say it right. I think that is like the equation, right? To start with our inner environment, fix everything and put it into a line in order to act and put ourselves into some different environments that, let's say, trigger our best self, right? In order to act, to make business.
Yeah, okay, resourcefulness. So we have focus, meditation, gratitude, resourcefulness. Anything else?
Surround yourself with people that are
Environment.
more intelligent than you, make more money than you, know more than you.
Associations,
Environment.
the right associations, environment.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Also, thinking of it as not holding on to it, not feeling like you can't get more. So sharing, giving. So
Okay,
as you receive, you give back because you receiving, someone's giving to you, so you give back. And
Like
how
give-
you give
give
looks
value.
different.
Yeah, and what I get from that, Janae, is if you're in a relationship like a romantic relationship and you obsess over somebody, then it makes them run away. Similar
Yes.
to like when you chase a cat or a dog or something. So like
Yes.
so I like the parallels you draw between love and money, which is like essence of it is looking at money as an energy, just how you would look at a relationship as a type of energy that we need to, what's the word here? That we need to
Nurture.
Yes, exactly. So looking at all these as energies, and then maybe looking at these energies as currency, just like internal, external currency, that we can actually start nurturing the energy of money, the energy of love, the energy of happiness, the energy of gratitude. And maybe like if we put these together in a combination or a sequence that is logical for the laws of the universe, that is the magic formula. Thoughts? What else? So how do we like, this is the last part. How do we bring it together? How do we bring this cauldron? Like Belinda says she was a witch. If we if imagine Belinda with a cauldron, and then like we're in the Snow White, and then you have like the witch with the the thing, and then putting stuff in Wolf's Bane, milk of the poppy. Like what do we need to put in this cauldron in order to make it?
Well, repetition, right? You have to repeat all that day after day or moment after moment. So repetition makes the master. So you have to repeat all that, not get stuck.
Okay.
So if you're thinking of a cauldron, you'd continuously stir it. And, something you mentioned earlier is, it was Damien who said when you just stop something, it will just stop. So it's flow. It's a flow state.
And the fire too, the fire as well. So the stirring and the fire, what does that represent?
Fire can be your actions, the energy that you put from within, the drive, the passion to make that happen.
What about the ingredients and the sequence, like the recipe? Like, what about that? You know, like you put certain ingredients in at a certain times if you're cooking. You know, like in Gen Z terms, for Karina would understand this. You cooking. Let him cook. Let him cook.
I'm not surprised you know all of our terms.
Yeah, does that bring anything to you? Let him cook. Let him cook. Like, what do you get from that? Let him cook.
I mean, to me, when you think of like cooking, you have to let all of the ingredients marinate and become the meal. So it's like you need to give it time. Maybe we can multiply all of this by time. Because when you think of like, my mentor kind of gives this analogy of like here and there. You have your here, right, where you're currently at. You have your there, where you're trying to get to. The only difference between the word here and there is the letter T, and T stands for time. So it's just there, you just got to give yourself time. You have all the ingredients, you have all the keys, you have what you're cooking, and I just have to give it time.
We cooking. All right, let's end with this. Let's do like about 30 seconds to a minute each, and just tell us, what is it that you're cooking? What you cooking right now? What's in your kitchen? What's in your pot?
I would say just community. Like I just posted this like a picture of just this. I feel like the greatest asset you can ever build is the community that you create. Community.
Janae, what you cooking in your many
Me.
kitchens? Yes. Do you have a portable, like, like pot or so, like, one of those stovetops portable that you plug in your like South African, like, like,
Oh, like a poiki, like a gas stove that you like camp with.
yeah, like a
a
portable stove, yeah.
what am I? So I'm cooking some love. That's what I'm cooking. I think anything that you do should be done from your heart space. So if you look at some people that have made successes of their lives, they started not thinking of the external source, energy, money. They did it from the heart space, and then it flowed to them because it was intentional and it was authentic. It was pure. So in my kitchen, I'm cooking some love. And I'm spreading the love and receiving the love. And by doing so, being rewarded in many, many ways by surrounding myself with the environments that I'm in, or being in the environments that I'm in.
Just cooking love in mason jars. Belinda, what you cooking?
My cooking. Well, I think about how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I realized it really is. So when I'm cooking, I go to all these different recipes. In the past, I did that. Now I use chat. I'm like, chat, go to all these different recipes. And I want you to combine all these things. And then I'll remind chat. I'm like, well, what if we do add this in? Oh, that's a great idea. And so it's like my assistant. And we come up with this amazing recipe. And we're combining all these different recipes. And I do that with other areas of my life in personal development. I don't follow one particular thought leader. There are so many people that have amazing ideas, and I'll get that aha moment from one person because it's the way that they're delivering it, like only they can, for me to hear it. And so I'll put all of that together. So I'm cooking many different things, and I'm pulling from many different areas. And I like when I'm relaxed cooking, not stress cooking. Like if I have to cook, I'm not cooking. But I love cooking.
100%.
I don't have to.
Damn. Meenakshi, what you cooking?
I am a vegetarian, so I don't mind eating my food raw. So what I am cooking right now is I'm working on my skills, and I'm being really open to be seen, as in like putting myself out there as I am, raw, unpolished, and most authentic self. And I'm really open to mentorship right now, because on this path where I am right now, I realize that money is not what I am seeking. I'm seeking more of purpose and making an impact. Even though if I earn money and I'm not making any impact, like my life seems pointless. So that's what I am being open to opportunities. And if money follows, abundance follows, it will be really amazing. But my first focus is being impact.
You wrong. You wrong for that. You need money.
You need money to make an impact.
You need
A lot of money to make a lot of impact.
Yeah, Luciano, what you cooking?
Well, I'm cooking better results regarding my coaching business and my inner state, right? I'm putting myself every day in the best possible state to give my best project. And for those around, taking action, taking committed, consistent action in order to improve my business, and also pushing my borders, right? I'm here pushing myself into this new place that is a way of getting around new people, giving and taking energy, this game of relationship we talked about before what I'm working on.
Joe, what are you cooking? Joe the cowboy.
I'll go with Luciano, what he just said. He said whatever,
You can't
whatever
take
he said.
someone's answer. You
Whatever.
can't. We all can't cook the same food here. You can't bring the same meal to Thanksgiving.
Dang, I think see that's a pattern with you, Christina. I mean, Karina. You have because I remember when I first met you, you said something. You said I never want the person to be just like they were. You need people to be improving whenever you see them again, and that's interesting. Is that expectation a need or a desire? Or is it just, I mean, what is it? Do you know? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I feel like everything on this earth is put here to grow,
Mm.
right? The grass, the trees, the animals, the people. You know, we didn't start as the age that we are here today. We were all babies at one point. So I feel like everything was on this earth to put here to grow. And if you're not growing, you're not doing what you're meant to be.
Well said.
Whoa, okay. It's awesome. And then Meenakshi. Oh, and then I just want to hear, Belinda, what do you think about what Meenakshi said? Do you have, is that something that we can align here with? Because she says she doesn't look, is that a thing that you notice? Is there something you notice there? Let's put it that way.
So I notice, and this is my hallucination. So I also love to serve, and community is really important to me. And I give more than I ask for, and I over deliver, give more value, and I believe in that. And I used to think it wasn't important. The money wasn't important for a long time. And then I made a decision that I want to change the world. And I can't do that with $100. I can't do that with $1,000. I can't even do that with $1 million. We're talking what I know who I am, the little money that I used to have, and then the money that I have now, I'm just going to be giving more and more and more. And I know the things that I'm capable of doing, the things that I've done this past year were just something that I didn't think was possible. And now that I've seen what I can create, I say, wow, what would that look like with billions of dollars? What would that be like? And I know it'd be magnificent. And I know so many people would be transformed, not just because of working with me, but because I'm empowering other people to empower other people to empower other people. So it's just that ripple effect. And it requires a lot of money, and money is amazing. Money and I hang out all the time. We're best friends. We're changing the world together. Get some Post-its that say that. It's not my highest value. My highest value is to serve, to love, to grow. And with all of that, it requires for money. And
Yeah, I feel that's a trap in a way because I've done that before too, and that's something I'm working on. It's like where I have a saying or a belief system, but I think that's a limiting belief that says money is not important to me right now. And what happens when you say that? Money becomes not important to you, and therefore you don't work to get it. And then that's a trap, and that's this is my opinion. That's my hallucination, mine. So. But who knows? All right, well, let's if we can do, you know what? I would like to see something if you guys are willing to do it because I know Meenakshi's got some awesome visualization exercises and so does Belinda. Can we get a duet?
Hey.
Can we get a duet of visualization here? Are you guys willing to merge in this?
Sure, I don't know what it looks like, but it sounds like fun.
Yeah, so if we could like let's say just
Now Joe's looking for 2 mistresses.
yeah. Let's start to see. Let's see where this goes. Like you guys, I'm just gonna let you guys go. You guys can form it on your own, and then like just start talking amongst each other, and then see what happens. Just let's see what concurs here. I'm gonna even mute myself. I'm not even gonna try to interrupt it.
Belinda, I'll follow your lead.
Okay. All right. Everyone, if you want to, you can sit or stand with your feet firmly on the ground and imagine that you have roots coming from your feet and they're going down into the earth, grounding you, feeling even more connected to earth and to yourself, and feeling your calves and your knees and your legs, and feeling the core of your body, noticing your breath, and feeling your arms and your hands, and you might feel some sensations of cool or warmth. And just notice yourself and feel your body. Feel your shoulders, your neck, and your head. And breathe.
Okay, just go back to your mind palace that you created towards the beginning of the session. Imagine the room where you have your energy, lots of energy, abundance of energy. What would you create with this energy? You would want to invest in your business, on your health, on creating something new. Imagine lots and lots of energy in this room. See how does the room look like? Is it bright? White light, red light, orange? What curtains do you have? Red, purple, peach? What's inside the room? Is there music in the room? Visualize yourself, embody that lots and lots, abundance of energy inside you. And once you embody that energy, just stroll a little bit and go to the next room besides the same room with lots and lots of money. How would you utilize this energy to convert it into money? All that abundance of energy getting converted to money. Huge pile of money. All that money that you need. What's the number? 1 million? 5 million? 1 million? All that abundance of money. How does the room look like? Is it red, pink, purple? Visualize that room with that energy within you right now. Hug that money. Smell it. How does it feel like? Hold that currency in your hand. Feel it. Is the note still fresh? How does the paper smell like? Keep it closer to your heart and embody that energy into that currency. Feel that connection with money and energy. From now, wherever you put your energy into, money will follow. Embody that within you. Whenever you're ready, come back. Feel that connection and let it remain with you.
That was a good assist. Belinda assist. Meenakshi slam dunk to the home. Game winner. Dunk. Let's go.
Let's go. We have all the money, billions and billions of dollars. Spend it.
Well, all right. Well, let's take this energy and bottle it up, put it inside your heart, and take it into your day, take it into your week. If I don't see you Friday, then I'll see you next time. But see how you can use this, and I would love to know. Send me a text or a message. I would love to know if this conversation influenced your path in any way in the next few days, and how long did it last? If it had an impact, how long did it last? Because it's like Belinda and I know, and I think Janae as well. Like whenever you leave like an event like a UPW, you have like this energy that flows through you, like probably 3 to 6 months after. And then like it's like this energy, you don't know what, like, but you can use it. It's super useful to you. So yeah, I'd love to know. Let me know. If not, we can talk about it next time on the Josiah's Experience. I'll see you. I'll see you guys. Lovely to have you.
Take care of
Thanks.
yourself. Great to see you.
Bye.
This is the Joe Science Experience!